Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of the Weekly from me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share our videos with a couple of friends and colleagues. We definitely appreciate it. And we're trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions. Every subscription helps us out with that goal. So please share the video and like the video as well. Cool news coming from Marvel. A lot of news coming out of Marvel most recently. And this one is big. It looks like Blade is canceled completely, ladies and gentlemen. Let's read into this one from WOR. Marvel's Blade scrapped. Not surprising in the least bit, but after years of endless delays, it looks like Marvel's Blade movie has finally been canceled. The playlist Rodrigo Perez, who doesn't always dish out intel, but when he does, it turns out to be accurate, is being told that Blade has been nixed completely. Pencils have been put down and active development on it has been shuttered. Now, with that said, it looks like Mahershala Ali's Blade will still be introduced by Marvel in either Midnight Suns or Avengers Secret Wars, or possibly as a supporting character in another movie. It's been a long and arduous road for this project, with at least 6 writers who have taken a crack at the script, including Michael Green, Stacey Osei-Kuffour, Michael Starberry, Bo DeMeo, and Nick Pizzolatto. The latest draft had been written by Eric Pearson. It's so funny, you wouldn't think it'd be that hard to write a Blade movie. Blade is an awesome character, very simple to write Blade. And that's not to say that you have to dumb down the Blade material that's comic book accurate and comic book lore, but it should not be hard to write Blade, especially after people are actually excited about Blade. Now, I get it, it's not going to be Wesley Snipes reprising his role. You know, in an alternate universe, it'd be cool to see Wesley Snipes come back as Blade. But after watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels like this, but it was cool to see him back as Blade himself, and he really is the only Blade, but he is a little too old for the role, and especially the direction I think they're actually trying to go in with Blade, if they want to do it accurately. The things I heard about them trying to do Blade, they weren't really good, so they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure this out another way. If I do see Blade appear as a cameo in another project that Marvel has that makes a lot of sense, that's probably what they should have did in the first place, kind of like how they introduced Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Civil War, and Spider-Man is way more popular than Blade, and they didn't even need to do that necessarily, but it was the springboard to get people excited for the character and a new version and iteration of Spider-Man. So that might be something that they do with Blade, but let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Since 2019, a handful of directors were once attached to helm Blade, only to eventually exit the film, including Bassam Tariq, Jan Dimanche, and Cary Fukunaga. Blade was first announced 6 years ago at San Diego's Comic-Con and has been plagued by an endless array of delays caused by COVID, strikes, casting, and, most pertinently, script issues. The film was originally set in the 1920s, but the latest draft had it taking place in present day. Since Blade was announced, a handful of actors left the project, including Aaron Pierre, Delroy Lindo. Mia Goth remained attached to co-star as Lilith, a vampire seeking the blood of Blade's daughter. Amidst all this chaos, Ali was said to be increasingly frustrated, but decided to stay put. And that pretty much sums up the information that we have on Blade. Now, as far as Blade is concerned, we're probably not going to be hearing much about the production at all. If they do use Blade as a cameo, obviously that's going to be held under wraps as well. Mahershala Ali was a good pick, and it did have a lot of momentum, I'd say, to be quite honest. I think it was something that people were honestly looking forward to. Do you actually need to make a sequel or try to reboot Blade? Not necessarily, but you know, they're always going to try and do that. Maybe the problem is Marvel is trying to figure out how to make Blade family friendly. As you know, Blade is the reason we even have the MCU and Marvel as it is today. It was the first film that really got the ball rolling for the Marvel that we have today, like I had just said. So definitely have to give Blade its credit, and Wesley Snipes as well, in that role, because it was an iconic character and an iconic movie, and that was a trilogy they had. The first two probably the best respected ones. Blade Trinity, I thought it was an interesting film and entertaining, but not as highly received as the other two films. Funny enough, I think just last week, Chad Stahelski was reported to be directing this new Blade film, and then obviously now, a week later, they're saying this whole thing has been scrapped. So Blade's an interesting project at Marvel Studios at this point in time, and I do think it is safe to say that it has been canceled and it is scrapped at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, please comment down below what you think about this news. Definitely interesting news, could be an interesting topic to have a discussion about. Subscribe to the channel, share this video with some friends and colleagues, let them know to subscribe as well. Everybody ring the bell for notifications. With that being said, it's Neff signing off. Be safe.